Privileged to be joined by the Hall of Famer and ESPN's own Timothy Bradley. Got fresh back from New Jersey. He called the Shakur Stevenson title defense last night against Artem Harutyunyan. Thank you, Tim. What's going on, man?
Man, Sean, you already know what it is, dog. Sean's a tail in the building, man. One of the guys that I admire in the game, that I respect in the game. I'm here, man. I'm here because of you. What's good, man?
Well, a lot to unpack from Shakur Stevenson in the ring, out of the ring, promotional wise. Let's start in the ring. Yeah, what you let it be known last night that you weren't really that critical of the performance. A lot of other people on social media, boxing fans, media, some mainstream media, very critical of the performance. About a little less than 24 hours removed. What are you thinking about it now?
I went back and watched the broadcast. I mean, I have the fight in my mind. I've always thought that Shakur Stevenson was a brilliant boxer. I still do think he's a brilliant boxer, man. Very few guys that can get in and stay in the pocket as well as he does, fight as well as he does inside the pocket. Stay as close to his opponents and make them miss and make them pay. But at the same time, I've had this talk with Shakur, even when I had, gave him criticism for the Nakatila fight. He had pulled me aside. I think it was at his home. It was in New Jersey. We were at a hotel and he confronted me and was just like, "Yo, like, what's all of this? What is all of this hate about? And I'm like, man, look, there's a difference between, winning fights and entertaining. I said, you got to find a fine line. You got to find a balance. And he's in that situation right now. The same situation that I saw when he fought against Nakadila. It's the same thing. It's like, you know, I changed my boxing style. Okay. I came out of the amateurs. I was a fleet-footed boxer. I danced around, shoe shine, moved around, and I changed my style. And the reason why I changed my style is because my trainer Joel Diaz said that in order for you to people to want to see you, you gotta perform. They want to see a fight. They don't pay to not see a fight, And he was just like, you got to get more aggressive. You can box, but you got to be more aggressive. And so we worked on that, man. That's what we worked on. And, I saw a tweet, something about, I don't know the exact tweet, but it was something about like you had 12 knockouts in your career, Tim, basically he's saying is like, I wasn't a big puncher, so how did I get respected? I fought, man. I fought. I mean, I went in there, I threw punches and bunches. I took chances. And I think that's what people need to see. They want to see him take more chances, not get hit more, but just take more chances, man. The fight itself, there were times where he could have stepped on the gas a little bit more, and he didn't because Shakur is just defensive minded type of fighter, man. That's what he is. And that's part of his brilliance. However, it's not appealing to the fans because the fans are not seeing him get hit, one, and he's not knocking anybody out. Yeah, he's touching them, he's getting out the way, but he's not knocking or hurting guys or knocking them out. And the fans, these fans today, that's what they like. That's what's appealing to fans today. I mean, since MMA has come on, on the scene heavy, fans are used to all out brawls. It don't matter if you know how to punching technique or skill. Like as long as you knock the motherfucker out, that's what all they matter. That's all they care about, right? They're using 4-ounce gloves and they just in there just throwing bombs. And next you know, a guy gets clipped and he's knocked out. It's over with, So fans, boxing fans, and just combatant fans or combat fans in general, that's what they're getting used to. So when you get a guy like, let's say Sugar Ray Leonard, you think Sugar Ray Leonard? Well, I would say he would be somewhat appealing even today because he did have that dog and he will step to you. But all that movement that Sugar Ray would do early on before he actually step on the gas, bro, like I think that'll get booed today. I would say somewhat of a Pernell Whitaker as well with a lot of that movement. I know he again another dog, someone that can stand there and actually trade and want to get you up out of there. Like he might get a little booed if he gets on his back foot and start boxing and trying to look cute. Or I mean, yeah, I mean Ali the same thing. But I'm just saying, man, like Shakur is in a situation where he's so damn good and he talks about it, but the fans don't believe he's that good because they don't see the greatness in him. He's not the guy to have that explosive power. He's not a guy that is like super fast or, he's quick, but he's not like fast like an Amir Khan with blazing combinations or anything like that. Like With the athleticism that he has, he's mastered his skill, in that department, man, so damn well that it's somewhat boring. It's somewhat boring to watch, for the fans at home. They want to see blood, they want to see action. Shakur doesn't bring that, at the end of the day. It is what it is, man. Shakur, I just say this. I'm gonna just say this to Shakur, man. You can't blame anybody. You can't blame these fans. These fans are the ones that are paying the ticket to see you fight. These fans are tuning in, and giving you their time on air at their homes when they can be doing something else. You know, they're going to say something about it, and you have to accept it. You don't have to necessarily agree, but you have to accept it. Just the way that the fans also have to accept the fact that this is the way you fight, and they can make a choice to say, "Hey, I like the way you fight, and I want to watch you," or not watch you at all, or not come to you, or not come to your fights. So it's hard, man. It's hard because I like the kid, man. Believe it or not, I like the kid, man. I think he's starting to go off the rails right now. He's starting to go crazy, and I think he's doing it purposely because he's going at everybody on Instagram and Twitter and so on and so forth. Because I think he's trying to take the villain role. He's trying to take the villain role now, and that's going to boost his notoriety, and that's going to create hate. And people, when you start hating somebody, you start watching them even more at the end of the day. So, but for the most part, I think the kid is pretty respectful. I think he's pretty honest. I respect his skill set. I have a job to do myself at ESPN. I know he said something about as far as like, oh, but the coffee thing that I did at the beginning. Well, I did need a coffee at the end of the night. I mean, the last fight that you put on, I mean, it was boring. It was. No ands and buts about it. But I can tell you this: I thought I was fair. I didn't tear you down. This fight, I thought I was fair. I didn't tear you down. I was fair, man, and honest, and gave my honest assessment on what was going on. And I did my best to try to educate the fans on the brilliance of boxing because I don't want the brilliance of boxing leaving the game.
Yes.
I want the brilliance of boxing to still be at the forefront of the game, bro. Still be respected, man. You
And
know,
valued. Right.
and valued. Yes, because there's something to be said about that. Because you fought. It's harder to fight the way Shakur fights than to just go in there and throw punches. It's hard. It really is. So, you
And
know,
you have to be gifted to do that too. There's some guys that could train all day and night and they're not going to be slick like that. You have to be gifted.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's honed his skills. And it's sad to see the kids go off on his rails, man. You got to stay off of social media, man. You got to stop caring about all this stuff, man. Like you just got to tend to your business and just continue to win and dominate, man. That's it. At the end of the day, I mean, you don't have to bicker with this person and bicker with that person. And I get it, you trying to create yourself and become a villain or whatnot, man. But like you're wasting your time, man. You're wasting energy. You're not gonna win on the internet. You're not going to win those battles. You're not going to win those battles on Twitter. People are going to continue to talk about you. And as long as you continue to say that you're the best and go in there and fight the way you fight, which I think is brilliant, but at the same time, it's not appealing to the fans, man. They're gonna have their opinion about you, and you just have to accept it. It is what it is.
Let me ask you this, Tim. Is I saw a video of you after the fight. I think it was on Fight Hype, and you were talking to Tiger Johnson, the undefeated welterweight or super lightweight. I know he goes in between the two, but you were very heartfelt in explaining to him, kind of took the media hat off for a minute and went back to Tim the fighter, explaining, hey man, these people are not that want this to satiate their bloodlust kind of thing, the excitement of the sport. They're not going to be there with you in the hospital when you're concussed after a fight and all that, right? And that's a great point. But maybe with Shakur, as we keep talking about the fans and the entertainment value, is it maybe just for Shakur, there's a disconnect there? That's a wrong way of looking at it. Forget the fans and the excitement for a minute. You're capable of more. There's more to bring out of your bag in these fights against the De Los Santos and Harder. So forget what they want. Don't cheat yourself and your skill set and what you're capable of. Do you think maybe if he looked at it that way, I need to fight a little bit better because I can, because I'm capable of it, instead of I need to fight better to please other people? Maybe that could bring it about. What do you think about just all that, Tim?
Shakur should just need to do what makes Shakur happy. I personally believe that. I mean, I understand the fans want to see action. They don't want to see a guy not get hit. I get it. But again, to your point, what I was trying to say is that when that in that interview is that those same fans ain't gonna be at the hospital when you end up in the hospital for taking those punches. I mean, I remember fighting Ruslan Pavatnikov, which actually revived my career. It was actually a fight that I needed to revive my career. But I look back at it and I go, damn, I should have never done that. I should have never done that, you know. But I got so much respect after that fight from the fight fans, man. But I have to still, right today, I'm still dealing with the consequences from that particular fight. So, Shakur, I told Shakur, I asked Shakur in the fighter meetings the other day, and I was just like, well, what are you happy with? He said, well, I'm happy with just going home to my daughter, going home clean, no injuries, going home to my daughter and wife. I said, all right, well, then that's great. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, then that's fine. Then you shouldn't be mad at what everybody else is saying because that's exactly what you did. You went in there, you had a good time, you fought your fight. You shouldn't be going at everybody else on Twitter and so on and so forth trying to defend yourself. For what? You're not going to win that battle. You told me that the most important thing for you is to go home to your child and your wife and chill and to enjoy your money, with less damage as possible. And I'm like, I respect that. Okay, that's fine. And that's why I didn't bash him. That's why I didn't bash him during the fight. I didn't bash him. It was no point in it. The fans are already doing it enough. I don't have to bash them. Was it entertaining? No, it wasn't entertaining. Anybody watching a fight or never watched a fight before, they'll be like, "What is that?" That's just what people would say. They would say, "Well, what is that?" I did my best to explain what they were seeing, the skills that he possessed, my best. So when Shakur, you see a guy like Shakur and he coming at me, the way he's coming at me, I just laugh. I just laugh at it because I'm thinking to myself, I'm just saying, man, kid, grow the hell up. Grow up, kid. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else, man. That's what kids do. And look at yourself, man. Only you can turn this around. Only you can make the difference. You know, and for the other guys out there that's not stepping up and fighting them, they only talking. They only talking on social media. They adding fuel to the fire. But hey, I'm gonna let y'all know. Why don't y'all get in the ring and shut him up? Why don't y'all get in the ring and stop his boring style? Why don't y'all do that? Instead of just sitting back and talking to Ryan Garcia's of the world and Teofimo Lopez's and Tank and all everybody that has an opinion around his weight class, why don't y'all fight him and shut him up? Why don't y'all go in there and knock him the hell out and get rid of him already, right? But you don't see anybody's willing to sign on the contract. So you got to understand, like, there's something that they don't like, a fighter that they see that will give them problems. That's something that Shakur does that will give them problems, that will give them fits. He didn't run that night. He didn't run the other night. He stood right there in front of that dude, and that dude couldn't even touch him. And he took some shots in the later rounds where he shouldn't have taken those shots. And he could have been defensively sound right in those moments, but he was trying to open the guy up and trying his best to try to land that kill shot at the end of the night. But he's not that type of fighter. He's not built like that. You cannot compare Shakur and Tank. You can't compare the two. They two different styles. And styles make fights at the end of the day. So whatever Martin did to this guy, Artem, is going to be different than what Shakur does. Shakur completely dominated this guy. Like this guy couldn't do anything to him. Shakur done whatever he wanted to do. But the only thing he didn't do was stop him is because he got into an argument with his corner. Now that right there, he got to fix. He got to fix that. That's a problem. When you start arguing with your corner, your grandfather trying to tell you, from the outside looking in what you need to do and what can help you, and you keep going back and forth, your grandfather telling you go left, and you saying, "Why I went left?" And he goes right and go left. Like, bro, like you gotta figure some things out there because that's just not healthy. It's not healthy. You want to be the only one in there fighting all of you? Oh, you want me to just come in and give you some water? I'll just come give you some water. That's no problem. You don't want no advice from me? I'll come there, but man, they gotta fix that, man. Shakur gotta fix that, man. I understand that he's a master at his craft or whatnot, but you got to listen to your corner, young man. And
He
stop
must
being a brat,
maybe he
man.
wants the Roger Mayweather advice. Keep doing what you're doing.
And look, man. Right now, the kid is looking like a sour. Seriously, he's looking like a brat. He really is, man. A lot of these kids, man. All these kids, you know what? All these young, this new generation, bro. From the Ryan Garcias to the guards to the not the Lomachenkos, Lopez's of the world, to the Stevensons of the world. They all attention whores, man. All of them want attention, bro. Like, man, get in there, fight your fight, go home to your family, get ready for the next one. That's just it. Try to fight the best next guy, available guy. That's it. All this crying about this, crying about that, crying about what you're not getting, and crying about this. Man, well, let's talk about this top rank situation, bro. Let's talk about that.
Well,
Let's talk about the top rank
he's
situation.
reportedly he has or is going to turn down a 5-fight, $15 million extension. Yeah. What do you think about that, Tim?
Look, man, look. That's $15 million on the table. Yeah, maybe he can make more money outside of that. But as of right now, bro, think about it. Think about it. You coming off two lackluster performances, man. Okay. Ratings, I don't know what the ratings are. One, two, he fought at home. He ain't fight away from home. He fought at home, so he got the support at home. But what happens when he goes away from home? Is he going to sell? Now he's a high price ticket because he wants a lot of money, right? So you saying $3 million, right? You go somewhere, you go to Vegas, all right, and you're only putting in 2,000 people in the seats. That's not a whole hell of a lot. And the arena fills 10,000. That's a problem. 5,000 is a problem. You're making $3 million. That's a lot, bro. Like you're paying someone a lot of money when they're not producing. Think about that. If he was producing and he had the viewership and he had the fanfare to go along with him, then I understand. But like, it's like this kid has had a silver spoon in his mouth his entire life. And he feels that because he's so skillful and he works hard. And I get it. Every fighter needs to be able to get paid and get paid that money, right? Because they work so damn hard. He's an Olympic silver medalist. I get all of that. But bro, if you're not enlightening the people, if you're not filling the seats, if the people are not excited to see you, bro, you can't demand that type of money. That's just business. No one's going to be willing to lose money on you just because you want to get paid at the end of the day. So if $3 million is not enough, what's enough? That's just a baseline. That's just a flat pace, like a flat base purse saying that like, hey, this is where we start. That don't mean this is where we're going to be. That just means this is where we start. You can get $5 million. I remember I had a $2 million minimum. I got paid $5 million for pack. I got paid another 6.5 another time for pack. Like that was my base. But these fighters need to understand also, and the fans at home, every fight, mainly the fighters, every fight is not created equally. A lot of these fighters today don't want to go backwards. So if you make $25 million and now you're making 4 or 3, they have a problem with that. It's like, bro, you made $25 million to fight. Let's say I'm a Crawford Earl Spence. $25 million to fight Earl Spence. Now you're not gonna make $25 million to go fight the kid that Crawford's fighting, Magmadov or whatever, Magmadov.
No, the
Magmadov,
Saudis got that those deep pockets. They might overspend a little bit, but
you ain't making no $25 million for that fight,
no,
man.
no, not
Ain't
that
no
much, not
way.
that much, but yeah.
Every fight is not created equally. These fighters feel that like, hey, I made 25 million in my last fight. Well, I want to make 27 million now. That's not how it works.
Right.
You get paid for the quality of opponent that you face and the market value that you guys bring. So if you fight a Tank Davis, a 25% of fight a Tank Davis is different than a 25% and facing a Devin Haney. It's completely different because Tank brings bodies to the table. He brings people in the stands, bro. They come and watch that dude fight. So Shakur needs to understand that. Okay, man. $3 million, $15 million left on the table, bro. That's for sure money right there. And you with a promoter that has built your favorite fighter. Who you think built Mayweather? Top rank. And I know people argue and say, well, he He left Top Rank, and that's when he made his most money. Who built him? Who got him to where he was at to be able to go make more money? Top Rank. Okay. Who did De La Hoya? Who built De La Hoya? Top Rank. They spent the time building him to what he is. Okay. And he took it to another level. That's fine. But do you think Shakur is there yet? I don't think he's there yet, to be honest with you. You know, look at Crawford. How long did it take Crawford to finally get off? And let's talk about Crawford's situation, right? Love Crawford, my guy. How many fights have he had since he's left Top Rank?
Two, Avanesian in what was that? Around Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, 2022, and then Spence last year. So this will be his third fight since beating
Two,
Porter in November 2021.
two
Three fights
fights.
in 3 years.
Think about that.
People would say though he may. I get your point to offset what I'm about to say is Top Rank built him to that point where he could then cash in big on a Spence fight. But people would say, I think two things: Crawford and Mayweather and De La Hoya, they all made more money once they left the company. And then also, since beating Valdez, you called that fight. There was 10,000 people in the arena. He unified that night, and the four opponents he's had since like you're saying, depending on the quality of opponent, you're going to get paid more. He really had a good dance partner to work with since Valdez, to where he could, you know what I mean?
No,
Has Top Rank given him quality opposition since that career best win 2 years ago, too?
no.
Just your
So
response to that
this is
stuff.
no. So this is the thing right here, man. Okay, you know, a lot of fighters got to learn patience. Score's still young, got to learn patience, man. And he felt that he's been patient enough. You see, he said that he's wanted the Lomachenko fight for some time now. You know, the Lomachenko fight, and he hasn't gotten the fight. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something about promoters. All right, when you talk about promoters and you talk about them in the media behind their back, and then they hear about it, bro, they feel some type of way about it. Okay, I've heard on many occasions. I've heard fighters talk about their promoters, and what happens? You know, they get on the sideburn. They get on the side burner, right? They're gonna take care of the guys that have been loyal, guys that's been respectful, guys that's been honorable towards them. So Shakur wants a Loma fight, but does Loma want a Shakur fight? No, Loma doesn't want to fight Shakur. Absolutely not. You think that Top Rank's gonna force Loma and say, Loma, you've been our guy for this long. No, I want you to fight Shakur. Absolutely not. They don't want to go down that road with Shakur. Absolutely no. So but I feel that if he would have been patient, he would have eventually got that fight. Now, some of you would argue and say, well, Tim, Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, why they stop that fight? Why they stop that fight? I don't have the answer for that, but I can just tell you this. I don't think Pacquiao really wanted to fight Crawford. I personally don't think he wanted to fight Crawford at the end of the day. Go ahead.
Because you remember, man, the OG, Lee Samuels, the Hall of Famer, working with Top Rank. I remember Lee once told me it's Freddie. Freddie saw the Postal fight and he thought Crawford was moving too much, and he didn't want his aging but still great fighter, still great but aging. He didn't like that. He didn't like the idea of that. And also, Manny wanted 20 million guaranteed, or else you guys want me to fight this young killer, break me off something. Go on, Tim. That just yeah.
Hey, Manny got 25 million guaranteed to fight me. 25 million, bro. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, that's what I believe that Shakur is looking at. He's looking at someone else's situation, and he's trying to put the same thing on the same thought into his situation. But why is Tank, who's on the other side, negotiating with Lomachenko? Think about that. Think about that. Tank is negotiating with Lomachenko and Top Rank right now. Right now. They saying that the fight is almost done, right? If he would have just, hey, been loyal, he can be next. He can be next. No problem, right? Then they just got another guy who is Baranchik, Top Rank, who beat Navarrete, another champion. Got another option right there. The options and the titles are with TR. That's where it's at, right there. $3 million that he could have got and received. He got a fight date. He got protection from his promoter. Now, not having a promoter, not knowing where he's gonna go. I hope they got a plan. I really do. I just hope they just not out there just testing the market. I hope that they've already got some people that's already lined up that's willing to pay them the money that they want. I hope it's that way. Because when you're just out there on your own, bro, like people don't realize, like who gonna put up the money? Now you're freelancing. You still got to go with some sort of promoter because the promoter's gonna have to put up the money for the purses. So if you don't have a promoter, who's gonna put up the money?
That did just, to
Oh,
your point, that did just happen to Devin in the Sandor Martin bid. Devin was without a promoter, and so now he's got to deal with the prospect of maybe being really underpaid or become champion of recess. And
see,
yeah,
Devin was one of the smartest guys, and he built himself up from the ground up.
right.
But not having that promoter is the reason why Devin's in the situation that Devin is in right now, versus someone that had a promoter. Now he made good money. He made good money. Congratulations. But now he's in a situation now where he don't have that backing. He don't have that support. And he's taking a year off now, you know. So I'm just saying, man, it's not the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I understand that Crawford made a ton of money, but your situation is a little different than Crawford's. You're in a different situation, man. You really are. And you should look at that and not just take people on their word, man. I really do hope that Shakur has a plan and his team. I hope they do. I hope they already have something in store for him right away, and he's gonna get paid the money that he feels that he deserves. But any promoter out there, man, I'm letting you know right now, I don't think they're gonna be too high on wanting to sign Shakur because nobody wants to watch him. That's difficult. Nobody wants to lose money, man. And this is coming from the fans. This ain't coming from me. This is coming from the fans, brother. Not me. All right.
Well, I had something there and then forgot my.
Well, it's all good, man. It's all good. But all I'm gonna tell you is that
Well, no, now I remember. Oh, go ahead, Tim. Yeah.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It
Go ahead.
just sounds to me like to boil down the summary of your point with Shakur and Top Rank is that you don't know, like you're not saying you have to be with Top Rank for the rest of your career, but you're not at the point Mayweather was when he left Top Rank, De La Hoya was at, or even Crawford, who was undisputed 140 pound for pound number one in the lot. Is that basically the point, Tim?
That's the point I'm making, man. It's not. I don't think it's time yet. And the one thing you said a while back, but I would say the last time you had asked me a question is that yeah, the better the opponent, I think the better Shakur we get. Absolutely. And did they give him top guys? That how can you when guys don't want to fight you? He's in a similar situation, I would say, in a sense to where guys don't want to fight him, similar to what Crawford was. Guys don't
Yep.
want to face him, bro. They don't want to fight him. They don't want to. They don't want to fight a ghost. They don't want to fight a ghost, there, bro. I mean, it's humiliating, bro, to be in there throwing punches and missing all these damn shots and get hit upside your head with shots. It sucks.
Well, De
Nobody
La
wants to get
Hoya,
embarrassed like
he's
that.
got Zepeda who got that knockout over the weekend. Bad boy in his own right, but for months he was talking about why not? We could do Zepeda and Shakur. Why not? Now that the time's really here, he's talking about Barenchek. Like, so to your point, it's hard. Of course, you'd love to make a Zepeda fight, but Team Zepeda doesn't want to fight you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So that's going on. That's going on. However, what I would say another thing with Shakur is that, and I told him this in the fighter meetings. I said, man, look, you're saying you're that good. You're saying you're that. You got to get in there and show it. You got to get in there and show your level, no matter who it is, who's in the ring with you. Like, if you feel you're that great, show us. Show us your greatness. Dominate these dudes, man. Beat them down. Beat the shit out of these dudes, right? Give us something to talk about. Say, damn, he didn't get the stoppage, but he beat the brakes off this dude. Like, beat the brakes off him so bad that the referee stops the fight or the corner throws in the towel. No mas these dudes. If you're saying you're that great and you have the tools to do that, do it. I believe Shakur does. I believe he has the tools to do that, man. But this right here, this got to get stronger. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what his camp say. I don't care what he say. I'm telling you right here, it's here. It is here. And if he don't get this stronger, this is what's going to happen every time.
In
Lackluster
what way,
performance.
Tim? Is it as simple as there's an anxiety there receiving punches?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Shakur don't want to get hit. That's in his DNA. That's his temperament. He don't want to get hit.
Which is
And
understandable,
I told you,
but
yes, and I've told you it's fine. It's fine. You shouldn't want to get hit. But there's a blend between the offense and the defense he got to understand. The defense got to go with the offense, and the offense got to go with the defense. It got to work hand in hand. So you make a motherfucker miss. Okay, good. Well, where's the offense at? Where's the count? You do that enough, you're gonna stop guys. You counter enough, you're gonna stop guys. Yes, you're gonna put yourself at a little bit more risk. That's fine. And then when you got a guy that's out, right? That he felt that he could have stopped. Because at the beginning of the fight, he's like, I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna stop him. There was a window of opportunity that he missed because he didn't step on the gas. All right. He could have stopped him. It was there. It was there. It was the fact that he didn't step on the gas. It was the fact he didn't listen to his grandpa. And another thing he was missing a few things too. So he's still learning. He's still learning. He's not a guy that's complete. He's not a complete fighter yet. He's still learning, man. There was areas where he could have cut off the ring a lot better, and he followed the guy. He let him go. He let him go. He gave him the exits. He gave him left, right exits. All night he could have cut him off. He could have punched where he was going, as opposed to where he was. I see many opportunities for that. Better combinations. Be a little bit more variety on his combinations. He missed right hook opportunities. There were times where he could have landed a right hook, and he missed those opportunities often when the guy would exit to that right side. So that he can definitely work on and improve, big guy. But he got to show he's at a different level, man. He got to show it. Just don't talk. Just don't say it. Show us, man. Show the fans, bro. And you're right. The harder the challenge, the better he fights. You're absolutely right. He fights to the level of his competition. He fought against Herring. What'd you see? Dominant performance.
Yep.
He fought against Valdez. What did you see? Dominating performance. Conceição beat the dog piss out of Conceição. So you put a guy in front of him that gets his blood boiling, and he knows he got to step up. I think he steps up, but if you put him in there with a dud or a guy that's not that good, this is what's going to continue to happen. You're absolutely right about that, man. You're right about that.
Beats by Too Real.